YouTube. Let's see, Electronic Day today. Today I'm coming to you with a pretty exciting vid on the Nike Plus GPS Sport Watch from Nike, of course. If you guys don't know, this is a GPS satellite-powered sport watch that measures your running, and it does distance, it goes your pace, tells you your heart rate. If you hook it up to a little heart rate monitor that you can buy separately, I think it's for like $60, and this is for $199.99 off Nike's website. Go check it out. If you're like running, here you can see it connects with your computer through a little USB that I'll show you when we get there. Here, let me turn it sideways so it's in the frame. It connects with GPS satellite and also with the shoe pod, Nike Plus shoe pod. You guys are probably familiar with if you run in the Nike shoes. And just so you believe me, down there, you can see it says $199.99 for the price of this thing. The Nike Plus Sport Watch GPS Black Volt. Volt is that yellowish color that Nike has. I like it. So today I'm just going to crack it open for you guys, show you what's inside the box, and give you my take on it. I have run with it. It's been opened, and you guys know I'm a pretty avid runner. I do distance. I train for soccer a lot and running, so alright, let's go right in. First, you take off the top like this. They obviously took a cue from Apple, working with them for so long. Top of the box comes out like that. And you got your watch and the shoe pod here, but I'll leave those till after. Show you what's in the box. In the box here in the bottom, you pull out this little tab, and out comes this little box. And in this box, you've got the instruction manuals, which is pretty simple. It's like a bajillion different languages, but yeah, it's nice that they included that in so many languages, because I guess Nike is an international company. I mean, they do sell everywhere. Here you've got a little extension cable. This isn't a specialized cable. It's just straight up USB into USB if you want to extend it, and you'll see why in a bit. So just leave those off to the side. So I'm kind of throwing things in kind of a hurry. Here, you got the watch where it sits, and right behind it is a shoe pod. First, I'll take out the shoe pod. You guys know this standard Apple shoe pod. It's even still got the Apple thing on it. And you guys know this goes right into the bottom of a Nike shoe. I do have the Nike Plus shoe, which I run in, and they're pretty dirty right now, so I'm not going to show you where it goes. But you guys can look at millions of other videos. Maybe I'll do a actual running test one on camera and show you guys like putting in the shoe and stuff. And right here, you got the watch itself. So you can see the watch. It's really nice. It's bulky. It's definitely bulky. I'll show you it on my wrist in a little bit, but you can see that it's got the tap touch technology, kind of like Timex is doing with their sport watches. You tap it to do the new lap. You can do that here. It's got a tap to both light it up, and while you're running, it can go into whole tapping, do a lap thing like they're doing in Timex. You got a really nice Volt on the inside. I mean, if you're into that type of thing. Some people don't like that color from Nike, but and the way that it clips is really just, let me get this undone, is that it goes inside this little buckle thing. I don't know what it's called on watches, but pretty normal stuff. And then right here, if I can get this to focus, you'll see there's two little like knobs. These little knobs end up going right into these little holes, and they snap in really nice. See? And they hold it together like that. And that's really nice. They're sometimes hard to get out, but it's pretty good. On the front, you've obviously got the big Nike numbers that this thing is famous for. On the side, you got the date, Tuesday, November 1st, and your battery indicator. And then you just got 3 buttons. Nike's a big fan of keeping it simple. So you got up, down, and your enter button, I guess. So let me turn it on so you guys can see. When you click down, it'll take you to your next option, which is obviously run. Run is what it's specialized at doing, so it's the most important one there, I guess. And then you just click the yellow button to select. And here you have your options of sensors. Right now I've got GPS obviously on, because GPS you don't always need it if you have the shoe pod. I'll explain that later though. So GPS, shoe pod, and then you can add another sensor here. And when you click new sensor, it'll say searching for sensor, and it'll hook up with the AMP Plus 2.4 gigahertz heart rate monitor that can be bought separately from Polar, which I do have, but I can't get it right now. So that's how you hook them up, and then you turn whatever options you want. Let's say you don't have the shoe pod, you turn that off. Let's say you don't, but you do have to have one of these on. So if I try turning off GPS, the shoe pod's going to turn on. So you do need one of those, and I'm just going to switch those to on, so don't forget to turn GPS back on. Continue. Oops, I forgot. Pressing continue will try to link the sensors. So now it'll try to link to satellite, and then you walk around and it'll try to link to your shoe pod. And it takes about maybe a minute, 30 seconds sometimes if it's fast. Here you got your history. And I did recently get a new watch, so my history obviously isn't very... I got this watch back in May, and then the old one, there's something wrong with the GPS chip inside of it, so I sent it back and they sent me a new one. And since I got this new one on October 7th, I've done 3 runs with it. So, yeah, my history's not very extensive. I haven't run in a while. But let me just show you one of my better runs. It was a pretty short run, but here I have 3:15 as time. 0.43, almost half a mile. It was half a mile, but obviously these things are a little off. It's off by 0.5, then usually I consider that's good if you're above 5 miles, and then 0.02 is pretty good if you're below that. And this one's a little bit off more, but I might not have run a perfect half mile. Here you got your time, which is 7.5 minutes per mile. It was a pretty slow, I don't know, I think I was just testing out the watch, but 66 calories burned. And my heart rate would be displayed down here if I had the heart rate monitor on, but I didn't have it on that time. So let's go down to records. Here you've got your total miles, 4380. Ignore the fastest mile and fastest kilometer. That's all messed up because it's a long story. But anyway, so my longest run is 5.26 miles. Obviously you didn't see that in my history because the history doesn't come over to the new watch, but haven't run a 10K yet. And 43.8 miles total run with this watch. And that's enough for orange level on Nike's website. Here you've got your clock, and there you go. And that's the watch, guys. Really nice, simple running watch. I was debating between this and the Timex Ironman Global Trainer and the Garmin Forerunner 610, obviously looking at the high-end watches. And while the other ones do offer more metrics, more options, more features, this one I liked mainly, 1, its looks. 2, on your wrist, it's bulky, but it's not terrible. Let me put it on my wrist so you guys can see. Right there, in perspective, I guess. I'll give you everyone knows what size this is. Well, not everyone, but most people do. As you can see, the screen's about the size of it, so it's not that big. So while the Timex Global Trainer is like in perspective like this big compared to it, so that's pretty bulky. This one, I think, looks really stylish, you know. It's got the Volt on the inside, the black. So overall, really good watch. It's Nike, of course, so it'll work with their shoes. And I do run in Nikes. I run in the Air Pegasus 28s. I might do a review on those later. By the way, guys, if you're looking for a cushion running shoe, Nike Pegasus 28s. Amazing. You want even better? Zoom Vomero 6s. You can't go wrong when you get Nike cushioning. They stick 20 freaking pads in there. It's great. So, this watch, really good buy, $199, obviously $100 cheaper. Oh, and I forgot to show you this. The whole syncing up with the computer. It goes with Nike Connect, where you can set, you can enter your weight, your profile, what stats you want displayed on your screen. And I can show you that from here. As you can see, the screen on the box, they have the two most popular. This is how I have mine set up. Down here, I got my distance that I'm running, and here I have my pace. This will tell your pace, and you can choose what you want in this big one. And then up here, you just scroll through them by using the side buttons. So that's how that works. Now, to connect to a computer, so they've got this really new way of hooking up to a computer. They took the whole system of cables, plugging into watches and stuff, and they turned it upside down on its head. I heard that said by another reviewer on YouTube. You just grab the end of it, and you just flick it down, and it opens up to reveal a little USB that plugs right into the computer. Hence, the extension cord. Let's say you have a computer that has a USB in the back, like a PC, or like a desktop PC. Then you don't want to have to be plugging this into the back of the computer every time, so you can have your little extension cord and then just plug it right into the end of this every time you need it. So guys, that's the Nike Plus GPS Sport Watch. Go check it out if you like to run. If you're doing any kind of training for soccer, they got nice programs on their website for this. So yeah, $199 guys, $199.99. Check them out from Nike. Peace. And don't forget, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe. Please, it really helps me out. Your comments, your ratings, and your subscriptions. Thanks, guys.